Where are you from?
Washington, D.C.
And what was life like growing up in Washington, D.C.?
Well, I wouldn't know much because I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, but I was born in D.C.
What part of Atlanta did you grow up in?
All over, I went to 18 schools by the time I graduated, but by then I lived on like every side of town.
Wait, why 18 schools?
I'm not sure. I think my parents like moved here and they were kind of trying to figure out where they wanted to be in Atlanta and such, and just discovering themselves, and I was just there for the ride.
Yeah. What do your parents do? Are they in music or the arts?
My mom is an artist. She went to school for interior design, and she loves to draw and paint and such. I don't know what my dad does.
Like, is it like a secretive career, or is it like you just...
No, it's just, well, I have a dad and a stepdad. And so I know, like, my stepdad, he does business and stuff, but sometimes he'll do real estate, this and that, but I don't know what he's doing, like.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Currently.
Do you come from a musical family?
Well, my mom is Native American, so growing up, we'd go have powwow every year, which is a Native American celebration, and there would always be lots of music and dance and fun, and so that's something that really stuck with me as a youth. Yeah. So in that way, yes, and then like church and stuff, everybody's got to sing.
Yeah. Were you an artistic child?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
What were you doing as a kid? Like, what arts were you partaking in?
I loved chorus, and I have, my siblings. I would always get them together, and I'd write plays and such, musicals preferably.
Oh, wow.
And I'd be like, okay, we're gonna act in these guys. So that used to be fun.
So were you like singing in the chorus at school? Is that where it started for you, or?
Like my musical career?
Yeah, like when did you say to yourself, like, I wanna do music professionally?
Actually, I remember being a small child, maybe like 3 or 4 years old, and I heard music, and for some reason it just hit me in a certain way where I was like, I feel like that is what I will do now that I'm here on earth.
Yeah. Did you go to college or school for music or the arts?
I went to college for international business. And it was cool. I learned some things, but I would still be in the studio every night with like producers I found on campus and such, like to like 6 in the morning, and then we wake up and go to IHOP. And it just got to the point like my grades are so good too, especially going to the studio every night for whatever reason. But to the point I was like, okay, I still want to do this. Like I tried to drown it out of me by going to college and studying business, but it's still there.
Yeah. How has your business studies influenced your career in the arts or in music?
It's a good question. I haven't really thought about it.
Have you faced any challenges in your music journey?
I would say I would feel like my music journey has influenced my studies as far as business, because I've learned a lot hands-on dealing in the music industry, both some good lessons on accident, and then some, bad lessons like, oh, I won't do that again on accident. So that's been good. They say it's not the grades you make, but the hands you shake.
And so you're saying that your network is the most powerful asset that you have? Okay. And so what advice would you have for an independent artist who's trying to market themselves today?
I would say be resourceful and creative as possible, and to really work on yourself and your skills so that people want to work with you too. If you're doing what you want to as an artist, then there should be a producer who connects with the same vibe and they want to work with you, and you build over time, creating a good sound.
What inspired you to be an artist?
Probably the sound of music, for sure. Like the feeling and the frequency it gives you is just like feeling that is one of the most unmatched things I've ever experienced. And then seeing other artists go and perform over time, like Amy Winehouse, Erykah Badu, Sade, Beyonce, the list, it just goes on. But seeing them do it, I'm just like, wow, that is amazing. That seems like it feels so good. So it's something I wanted to do. Sure.
How does your family feel about your music career?
I think they like it.
So they support you? They come to shows?
Yeah. I think I surprised them probably over time by just being so persistent. Maybe they thought it'd be like a hobby I pick up and put down, but no. I think they like it. Like, they enjoy my music. Sometimes I catch them singing it, and I'll just be like, hey. They'll be like, oh, I wasn't singing that. Yeah, I think they like it. So I have a big family.
Yeah.
So if one person doesn't support me, then it's like another one. Well, don't worry about it.
Yeah. What's been your experience as a woman in the music industry?
I would say very interesting. I think it has its both pros and cons being a woman, because as a woman I approach the industry from a different point of view, and I think it helps with my creativity and perception and with writing and such. But at the same time, I think when I started, I was a bit in denial about about the world, like if there would be sexism and such. I just thought that was something people experienced in movies. But as I work with so many people, you do encounter people who don't respect women that much, whether it be their talent or their place, or they think even if they are talented, they're like, if you don't fit a certain mold, then you aren't really worth their time or investment. But really, you just got to look past that and focus on yourself, because at the end of the day, it's music, and people are listening with their ears, not with their eyes necessarily.
And so when you say people are listening with their ears and not with their eyes, are you speaking to the hypersexualization of women in music, or?
Yeah, well, though I wouldn't really blame either of the sexes for that, men or women. I think when it comes to the music business, people are selling a product, and the product that people respond to is the ideal sexy woman. So that's what young women aspire to be, and young men aspire to be with, and then they drive pop culture and they drive the industry. So of course the people in the business who are in the business of making money are going to follow that. as an artist, you can either try your best to live up to it and make sure you're doing your best to make the best music that you can, and then that's it. Otherwise, you can't really take it personal, where you'll get thrown off your whole self. I'm not one to believe in focusing on like, oh, there's like sexism or racism or whatever towards my goal. Like that might exist, but my job is to focus on being the best I can, so that if when given the opportunity, in spite of all that, I'm ready for it.
And so what inspired that sort of like resiliency? Like is that your come from a family member? Like is it just your personality, your life experiences?
I mean, my whole family, we definitely like encourage each other and bring out the best in each other, and that was a mindset for us growing up, and I believe that stuck with me over time.
What's your studio process like? Are you like in there like all night? Are you someone that goes in the daytime?
It really depends on who I'm recording with, because some of my friends, they want to wake up early, 11 a.m., be done by like 5 or so, and then some other friends, like producers, they love to do like all night sessions and just lock in and like see what happens. So it really depends. Me, I try to practice before I go in. Like if it's my personal idea that I've been working on, I try to prepare for weeks before I go in. And so when I go in there, it's like only should take a couple minutes.
Right. If you had to choose between the two, fame or money, which one would you choose?
That is a good question. That is a good question, because I feel like as an artist, if you're really going to make any money, how can you without being famous? Because artists, we need, especially nowadays, it's not necessarily like streaming pays. You need an amount of fame, because you're going to need those fans to come to your shows and such. I would say one is impossible without the other, because a true artist is really nothing without your fans, because otherwise you're just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
I really couldn't choose, but fame without money is dangerous, so maybe money first, fame. Yeah.
So as an artist, like how do you balance like that need for fame and like just keeping your sanity as a normal person? Because like you have to present yourself to the public in a different way than a normal person, because you want fame. Right? Or no?
Well, I always tell myself I don't want to be famous. I am famous. Because, yeah.
I get you.
I don't like the concept of wanting to be something, but that's kind of besides the point. I would say I don't really balance it. Like, I think it came gradually, the acceptance of it, because I've been an artist for a while, and I built myself up, and I've seen myself fall down on different platforms and have to like rebuild it again and start over and go through so many cycles, that the fame or energy and support I do have now has come so gradually, and over time it's like built into this certain energy where it's almost like my fans and supporters are like my family or friends. It's a very it's a different relationship. And I had to realize one day I woke up and I was just like, I have fans. It didn't really, it just happened over time. So.
What's your ultimate aspiration for your brand?
For me, I want to make sure I'm a great musician and always being the best musician I can, the best creator, the best artist, and coming up with something new and fun and fresh and like good. Like that's what's most important for me. Because if the music isn't sounding good to me, then there isn't even no point. Yeah.
Is there anyone that or any artist out now that you're interested in collaborating with?
Probably Ice Spice.
Okay. Why Ice Spice?
I don't know why. She's just so cute. And it's just like all her songs are just like so cute. Like, I don't know, like, I love the whole thing. Like, I love how she raps and just her flow. It just seems like she's just like cool. Like, you would see her, she'd just be like, what's up? Like, let's have a drink. Like, we would probably make something so much fun. And you wouldn't know it needed to exist. But when it existed, you'd be like, what is this? Yeah.
Okay. Are you independent or are you signed to a label?
I am currently independent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And is that by choice or?
A little bit of both. Like, I feel like I have some options and people reaching out and stuff. And then I have some advice to say like, oh, you should stay like independent for as long as you can. And I'm like, yeah, well, I really don't know what to expect. I think both sides have their pros and cons for sure. I think as an independent artist, I've gotten to learn so much about what it really takes to be an artist, because you're running different sides of the company all yourself.
How did you come up with your name?
Star Resé is short for Star Reese, which is my real name. So it's like a fun twist, like Resé, party, hey. Yeah.
For someone watching this who aspires to do what you do, what advice would you have for them?
Well, in regards to what I do, I say you practice, and you practice every day, and you just keep singing every day and keep creating, because the more you do it, your creativity is like a muscle, and it will become stronger, and you will become, the best version of yourself.